Buenas noches. Good evening. This is just a recap on the recap on the recap on the recap of the recap that I did quite a while ago. Guys, it's insane, okay? All of this stuff, every single one of these rocks, right? Every single one of these stones has markings on. I'm not making this up. Every single stone I pick up from here, they're unmistakable, okay? They are finger wear patterns in different places. It's a slam dunk. There is no doubt. There is no doubt, okay? There just is no doubt. These aren't all from the beach. I have found some of these stones in gardens in town. In pubs, there's rocks, the big rocks, sometimes outside by a palm tree. They are everywhere, right? Now, it doesn't matter which one I pick up. It doesn't matter. They're gonna have wear patterns in, okay? Now, I have been going at this hard, right? Every single day for, I don't know, for 3 weeks or something, right? And when I say hard, I mean, I get up, do it, and then stop at night time. Now, again, this stuff, it's not all from any beach area. This stuff has come from kilometers inland as well. It's everywhere, right? There's already a few people that have messaged in, friend in the UK, finding weird stones all of a sudden. When you start looking for this stuff, you'll see it. But the first thing to understand is that they are a thing. Now, I have been banging my head. Let's just clear this lens. If it seemed a little bit blurry, somebody please say something so we don't have to go through the whole thing, blurry-eyed. I have been looking at this stuff, and there's a couple of obvious things, right, that you have to look at. The obvious to be objective. So, what I thought about this, does this not look like a crane where a chain goes over, right? It's the most logical thing to think. And I didn't see that initially, right? But when you look at it, you think, right, that is. It's like one of those old-fashioned, not old-fashioned, it's like a modern chain. The chain's going, it runs around it. It looks just like it, doesn't it? Now look at this mould. Right, absolutely solid, okay? Now, this is off the east coast of Australia, right? This could have been a couple of k's inland. It could have been on Riverview. I've started to lose track now. But my point is this. If this were, what are we looking at here? 2025, how long ago would this have been? 50 years, maybe, right? Fossilized in 50 years, you think? If it was 50 years, would there not still be set to all metals? There's a few things that don't make sense. Right? Now, I haven't done the magnet test on this, so, oh, shut up. All right, calm down. God, it's like he's not had dinner. Sounds like a freaking guinea pig. Right, let's have a look. The board's outside, isn't it? Okay. Atlas of the Universe. It's a load of horseradish. They do these things constantly. Like constantly, I am always looking at things that could be or couldn't be. It doesn't have to be perfect. And it does. Right? There's no doubt it does. Right? So why is it not showing up on here? I am not saying that I know enough about this stuff, right? I'm not saying, oh, I know what iron would do and what stainless steel would do and what everything else would do. I don't. But I mean, you'd think, wouldn't you? Right? You'd think. It's crazy. So how can that be? Even the really cool looking one, right? That looks like one of those crane things, doesn't it? Right? The chain goes through, or does it? See, but then again, nothing. Right? So we know it's not 40, 50 years old because there would still be readings coming from it, wouldn't there? So it's obviously not that kind of stuff. And then we have to keep on looking, don't we? It's not just about that one thing. This is the thing. Don't forget that. This is about a lot of things. We're talking a lot of things. And where do you want to start? It doesn't matter which one we pick up, right? You'll see there are imprints. See, there, there, there. You can see where the prints are here, right? And everywhere where there are those prints, there are tiny holes. Let's get focused. Let's get focused. I wanna get... Right, let's see if that works better. See? Now you would not pick these holes out unless you looked carefully. Right? They are in 99% of these stones, and they are all in the areas where fingers sit. So why could it not be some kind of frequency, or were they physically attached? Were they cloned to the stones? I don't know. What I do know is the Egyptians had absolutely nothing to do with the pyramids. It defies common sense and it defies logic. It's logistically impossible. Look, all of this stuff. Look. Everywhere there are prints. Now, you have to sometimes understand that once the impossible is eliminated, all that's left is possible. And this is wide open. Every single one of these things, right? Look at this. Now, solid. I drop this on my toe, it would break my foot. And look, we have, again, there, and we have down here. I need to do this, that's better. Look, you see, even though they're small, they are there. Right, look, there's not many marks on the front of this. Look Look at that. Look. Tell me it's not. I mean, for crying out loud. Look. There are tiny holes everywhere the fingers go. Now, it's beyond a coincidence. Look, this is where the palm holds. It's almost, there's just little bits of random stuff there, plus holes. Why could it not be some kind of ancient circuitry that we obviously don't know about? We don't know everything. That's the problem as well. All these people claiming knowledge that cannot be known have made everybody think that there is an answer to everything. There is not. But there is an answer to, did the Egyptians build the pyramids? It's no. Look. Some of this stuff. Again, look. Oh, surprise. You would not see them. Some of them, you cannot see them unless you use something like this. Everything. It doesn't matter what we pick up. Doesn't matter what we pick up. Look at all this stuff. This is not even 0.01% of what I've seen. It's just everywhere. Look. You can see that things would go, let's say, is this a lefty one? Hang on. You know what? Here we go. And another lefty. It's a rarity. I hadn't actually tried this one, I don't think. Look, it's a proper 100% lefty. It doesn't sit very well with the right. Okay? If I turn it around that way, it does. But it kind of does. But see how this thumb will not reach that area. If I turn it around like that, it doesn't. Oh, it nearly does, but no, it's too tight. It's too much of a stretch. You get to know these things. On the left, look, boom, just sits perfect. No effort. No effort needed whatsoever. This is a left-hand tool. Look, and the pinky, right? Look. See? There's no doubt about it, guys. Every single one that I have looked at has some kind of stuff going on with holes. Why could this not be an ancient connection that they had with stone? What connections do we have? Like, what? Nothing really. Not really very clever when we think about it. We're killing each other. We've only got one freaking planet. It just about sums it up, doesn't it? Let's say this one, for example. Oh, look at this stuff. So much of it everywhere. Look. This would be like that. Like that. There we go. There's a sweet spot. Look. Look at that. I can't reach those there, and they are holes, and you can see there's a bit of a wear, so that would obviously turn around. I'd say there it is right there, right? I honestly don't know if I'd ever held this one. It's gotten to that stage now. Look, you can see. Look. I must be able to do better than with the light. There we go. Look. Look at that pattern. Look. Like they say they're going to try and put stuff in our heads, circuit breakers and stuff. What if these lot got to that stage? I don't know. What I'm saying is there is a good reason to check this out. It'd be stupid not to. I'm sorry, I'll take that back. It'd be a bit silly not to. Right? All these, look at this. Look at this. It might be ancient shells and stuff. I mean, this stuff is dry. It's been, well, I found some of this stuff. Look, it's like a cable's been plugged in there. Don't forget, this was a long time ago. Any other materials that they had, what would we have left after 500 years, 1,000 years, 50,000 years? What would be left of us if we died today? Boom. What would go first? Paper, clothes, insects would eat it. Then a storm, a tsunami, an earthquake. 1,000 years, 2003, 10, 20, 50, 100. What are we talking here with the pyramids, if you look at them properly? Next civilization comes from wherever, we don't know. And what would they find of ours? Houses? Brick? Metal? Would the metal look like things like this of ours now in 100,000 years? What would be left? Not much. Probably plastic bottles. Where are all these? Oh, that looks nasty. You've got to look at these things like this. What would be left if this was 100,000 years old, 200,000 years old? Where is the rest of their stuff? Maybe this is the only thing that did survive. And this is all we have. But you've got to look at all of the outs. And the Egyptians did not. The pyramids 4,500 years ago looked probably exactly the same as they do today. Look, all of this stuff. Look at this. This is one of those proper stony stones. Like that's, been smashed by the ocean. But look at this. Look at this stuff. Look. And that's where this goes. This thing is a beast of a stone. It's like a control centre. Look, this is where the thumb sits. Look. Make no mistake about it. These wear pans are a thing. They're real. Look at this. Look, I'm not making this up. I think that's what people think. I'm just pointing out the freaking obvious. Look at this. It's almost like it's been alive. And it's not like fresh caramel from me. This stuff is part of the stone. Look. This is not natural, guys. This means something. Look. Here, the finger slides along. Look. Look. Pinky. Look, even the pinky had a proper job on this one. This stuff is insane. It's got to be looked at objectively. To dismiss this, that would really be the end. Look at that. People say it's natural. What are you talking about? Natural? Excuse the nails. Look. Look at this. This is some ancient technology right here. I was looking at those guys on, was it Thomas Beach the other day? I was taking a bit of mickey out of their thing because of the things they were saying. They were walking right over some of these stones, looking for little agates, or whatever those things are. And they are literally walking over loads and loads of the stones that have the hand marks in them. I saw them. So right there, the US, wherever it was, Thomas Beach, he sounded Canadian or somewhere, they're there as well. I've got somebody in Spain who said they found something. He's going to send me some photos. A friend of mine in the UK, the same, at some beach. These things are everywhere. It's planet-wide. It's planet-wide. And that proves that it's not just Egyptian tech. So I can't even believe we're still saying it. Look at this stuff. Look, the hand's fingers go? There is something going on here. Look, it's almost like circuitry. There is a link to the ancients and this stuff. That, I'm not going to sound like it would be reckless, but I am so close because I think it's very obvious. Look, all this it looks like coral, but this is from kilometers inland. So how did it get there? This is how long ago this stuff is. And again, look, this sits perfectly like this. This is one of the holes, look. 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 Right? Look at that. Oh, actually, there, sorry, I was driving that wrong. So the thumb in the same place, but the index finger was one up. And see those 2 holes, 3 holes there? This finger, no. Oh, maybe if I pull up a bit, but then it makes the thumb kind of feel uncomfortable, and these things usually just sit. There's no effort needed. So I'm going to say that's it there. That is it there. So the thumb was in the wrong spot, but it can go there. There you go. The thumb is easy to move, effortless. Even that one. It just is. So then we've got this index finger can do that and that effortlessly as well. So there's a possibility, those two. And then there, look. You can see there. Almost like some kind of pads and then there, look. And pinky, look. Coincidence again, pinky can go up there. Every single one of the stones that you see here in this shed, they do this. They're a thing. It's obvious that they're a thing. I could just keep on going. There's another one. Yeah, there's another one. Oh. God, I'm really struggling with this light show. I wasn't going to be here for 5 minutes, but can you see what I mean? This stuff, look. It's not normal. This stuff is ancient. Look. This stuff has got something to do with... It's just everywhere, guys. Look. And all this coral, don't worry. This didn't... Hardly any of this coral was wet. It was this far up. A K inland. Elliot Heads, River View. Don't think I've been going down to the beach and just smashing coral from the ocean, because I haven't needed to. It's everywhere. It's a coastal area. This stuff is coming near places where there's rocks for building sites. If you go through it, you'll find stuff. The stuff is everywhere. Right, so let's see what we're doing here. We're up there. Go up there. And down. So I used to have everything in kind of organised sections, but it's gotten to the stage where it's kind of pointless because everything leads to the same place. Look at this, right? What is this? Oh, nice catch. Now, that was not supposed to happen. Right, everybody sit tight. I could pause, but it's going to be boring, so just you can stop it. Behave yourselves. Right. Please don't do that again, okay? Life is hard enough as it is. All right, where's that piece gone? Now look at this. Look. Where the hand goes at the back. Look. Fingers at the bottom. Right. Finger goes in there, or a thumb goes up there. Oh. It's almost like, I don't know, some kind of mythical connection, but it's there. There is a link, and there it goes, look, and this is where they fit. It doesn't look like it, but when you look close up, see the hole? I can just get it close enough. Just start to appear. Like that. Right, fingers here. And see? There. I mean, look at the ridges, for crying out loud. Look. Oh, people say, no, I don't think so. Yeah, really? Oh, off you go then. Get the jacket on. Anyway. But just one after the other, after the other. And believe you me, we've got, what do we have? Another floor down below. Look, again, some of this stuff from kilometres inland. That Africa wasn't. But look at this stuff. Everything you see here, everything has evidence of human, not, I won't say human, but something like us because of the hands. Right? Everything that you see here, doesn't matter which one I pick up. Yeah, these things, look, doesn't look like it, but you can see a little tiny ridge there. Look, bang, little holes again. What? You can see that. Actually, that part looks like it might not have it. It's just like a grip. It wouldn't surprise me if there's holes in there somewhere. There you go. Stuff is really strange, but really cool. Out of the box, folks, because we're dealing with stuff just by looking at pyramids at Giza, Khafre, Khemare, whatever. Yeah, they are out of the box. So people need to stop looking for evidence of us